Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Telusco Plek Pro, a pool robot that gives you nearly all the features of the more established brands, but substantially cheaper. It even has a few features of its own that the premium brands don't even have. So let's dive on in and find out what the Telusco Plek Pro is all about. Out of the box, the Plek Pro keeps things clean and straightforward. You get the robot itself, a DC charger, manuals, a quick start guide, a retrieval hook that clips into your standard pool pole. There's no caddy or elaborate stands, just the essentials to get you cleaning. Physically, it's a compact unit with a footprint of roughly 51 centimeters long, 38 centimeters wide, and 28 centimeters tall, and has a dry weight of around about 11.2 kilograms. It runs on tank-style treads on both sides and uses an active scrubbing roller, one at the front and some flaps at the rear. Those rear elements don't appear to contribute to active scrubbing in any obvious way. If you know what they're for, let me know in the comments below. On top, a single hinged lid gives access to a generous 6-litre debris basket with a filter made from what appears to be coarse scrubbing matte material. That choice should make it easy to replace and inexpensive. The large basket is a practical win, reducing the need to remove the robot until it finishes a complete full cycle, and a wide opening that makes it easy to empty leaves and debris without awkward finger contortions, which is something I have on my more expensive pool robots. Inside the basket, a rubber flap helps maintain a tight seal, which is subtle but important design as it pays off in use. We'll cover that more later on in the video. Charging is handled via the included DC adapter, which supplies 2.5 amps at 25.2 volts through a flat-ended Clover-style plug. This connects to a socket recessed behind a panel and is sealed with a rubber plug. In theory, that's a solid approach, but in practice, with any pool robot, water tends to find its way into every recess. An upward-facing socket isn't the most forgiving design choice, so a bit of care is desirable when handling and charging. Control is via a single illuminated button. A long press powers on the unit. A subsequent press cycles through the 4 cleaning modes of Eco, Floor and Wall, Wall Only, or Floor Only. Another long press powers down the robot. So first up, power. That 4,000 gallons per hour headline isn't just a big number for the box. It's driven by 3 brushless motors, 2 for the drive and 1 dedicated to the pump. So you get agitation and suction working together. That's what helps keep the traction on those smooth tiles while still pulling grit off the waterline. Next up is battery. Telusco quotes up to 210 minutes from a 7,800 milliamp battery pack, which you can recharge in 3.5 hours. In practical terms, that's enough for a complete full cycle on most suburban in-ground pools without having to pull it out halfway through a cleaning cycle. Filtration is where a lot of the real work happens. You've got a top-loading 6-litre basket with a 180 micron stage for leaves and large debris, backed up by a 35 ppi fine stage for silt and smaller particles. The large capacity means fewer emptying trips, and the lid design makes for the classic dump and rinse process quick and simple. Coverage isn't limited to just the floor. Straight from the robot itself, you can use the single multi-mode button to select either cleaning just the walls, Standard, which is the floors and the walls, and also Eco, which is the most efficient single pass for just the floor. And if that isn't enough, you can access 3 additional modes directly from the application. Of Turbo, which is for maximum power, which also comes with a minimum runtime. Then you have Waterline, which just cleans the waterline of the pool, removing all those unsightly salt deposits. And finally, Wall Then. If you know what this is, can you let me know in the comments? Just remember that once the robot is in the water, you can't change any settings, but that's true of any robot. The Plek Pro can clean up to 200 square meters or 2,150 square feet pools. And that covers rectangular, kidney, round, or any random shape. So whatever you have, the Plek Pro has you covered. And when all the cleaning is done, your Plek Pro, when it reaches 15% of its battery life, will simply park itself next to a wall for easy retrieval, which really saves fishing around with the provided hook. Start by downloading the Telospo app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and signing in. Optionally, you can use the G+ or Apple login buttons at the bottom of the screen for quick and simple logins. From the home screen, tap the large plus icon. Press the Add button under the picture for the Pleco Pro. Now make sure that your Pleco Pro is nearby, powered on by pressing the power button on the top, and your Bluetooth on your device is also turned on. The application is designed to manage all Telospo devices, so your Pleco Pro will sit alongside many Telospo devices that you can purchase and add later on. If your device requests Bluetooth or location access, allow it. These permissions are required for the initial wireless handshake. Now press Next. Enter your Wi-Fi credentials. This is used for the over-the-air updates. Just remember, these must be 2.4 GHz and not 5 GHz. If you don't wish to connect to your local network, then you can skip this section. Next, the app will ask you some questions about your pool. Press the OK at the reminder prompt. Tell your Pleco Pro the material the pool is made of and the pool depth. Now, I'd suggest a full charge before putting your Pleco Pro in the water, but effectively you are ready to go. The application is simple but fully functional. Pressing the hamburger in the top right hand corner, you can enter the general settings. Here you can set the device name. You can select the pool, which is strange as it doesn't seem to allow you to add any other pools. Unrealistic, how many pools do people have? You can change the Wi-Fi settings, view the current and prior error messages, review the device information, and finally upgrade the firmware, which I would always recommend you do to keep up with the latest features. And finally, you can unbind the Pleco Pro if you intend to sell the unit. I'm going to skip the usual time-lapse montage. We've all seen those little robots doing laps in fast forward. What you really need to know about the Pleco Pro is actually how it behaves in the water. On the plus side, it cleans very well, especially if your pool is fairly square and you've got a ladder rather than side entry steps. More on that later. Thanks to the rubber seal in the extra large debris basket, it doesn't suffer from debris drop-off when you pull it out of the pool. Even some robots that cost twice as much dump a little cloud of leaves and grit back into the pool when you lift them out. The Pleco Pro reduces this to a minimum thanks to that large rubber seal. But it's not all perfect. In my testing, it did one of the strangest things I've seen from any pool robot. It climbed the steps, which many robots struggle to do. It got to the top, then it tried to climb out, tipping itself back into a nearly vertical position, and then it shut down. I'm still not sure whether this was a quirk of my water level or some odd edge case in its programming, but a quick press of the power button and reset back into the pool and it carried on as normal. The other trade-off is navigation. Without ultrasonic sensors, it behaves more like an old-fashioned robot vacuum. It drives until it hits a wall, turns around, and heads off in a new, fairly random direction. It eventually does cover the whole pool, but it will take a little bit longer. In the end, the Pleco Pro isn't to win the spec sheet bragging rights, and that's exactly why it will suit most owners. It focuses on balancing suction, runtime, filtration, and navigation that are all reliably good rather than overhyped, translating into consistently clean pools with minimal intervention. It won't always beat the flagships on raw numbers, but in the real world, it keeps up where it counts. Floor pickup, confident wall climbing, tidy water line, and quick low mess maintenance afterwards. The debris basket is practical and easy to empty. The app is clear and uncomplicated, and the auto park feature means less bending down, lifting, and fishing around with that pole. For the price, it lands in a very sensible spot. Fewer party tricks, but more dependable results. If you're chasing maximum specs, there are flashier options. If you want a hard-working, well-rounded cleaner that delivers strong performance and genuine value, the Pleco Pro is a great choice. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then hit that like button, comment and share. And if you want to have access to similar material, then subscribe, or maybe become a channel member and get early access to material plus other perks. And if you want to join other like-minded people, then why not join the Discord channel where smart home enthusiasts meet to solve each other's issues. And if I've helped you with a purchasing decision, then maybe a super thanks or a PayPal donation. It's really appreciated. Until the next one.